So I want to thank you, and want to thank all the viewers for taking the time and tuning in and listening and so on. So, a little bit about myself. I am a fashion photographer in New York. I've been doing that for over. I don't want to give you the years because then you'll guess my age.
Well, you
So
look like a young man, Ejaz.
a very very long time. Um,
Okay.
And then in 2012, I started to mess around with wildlife photography and going up to the Arctic and going up to, it started with Alaska, of course. I was going to Alaska. I love the cold weather. So I was going to Alaska, and then someone said to me, "Why don't you just go up to the North Pole?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" So I went up to the North Pole and I did some photography there. I came back with some Arctic wolves, and so I did that, and I am doing that as well along with fashion. Uh, and while I'm doing this, I have this thing going on in my mind. When I'm shooting fashion, I pay my fashion models. But when I'm photographing the wildlife, the horses, the Arctic wolves, who do I pay? There's no one to give money back to.
Sure.
So because of that thinking, every time we sell a photograph in my gallery, we donate something to the horses or donate something to the Arctic wolves and so on. That actually brought me to North Dakota because I was photographing the horses, the Nakota horses in North Dakota. And everybody said to me, "Why don't you just go to North Dakota? There are amazing horses over there. Why do you have to run to France to take these pictures?" And then this way the money is going to stay here. The donations, we could help the horses here. So I came to
Okay.
North Dakota, and then I got into making a film over there called Before They Vanish. It's about the North Dakota horses. Right now it's on iTunes and Amazon Prime and Google Play. So we made that film, and while I'm making this film, I stumbled upon this story about a girl whose mother actually, she suffers from alcoholism and drug abuse.
Okay. And so,
Uh,
yeah, so I was just going to interject and say that you're about to work on this new film that's going to be primarily shot here in North Dakota. In fact, right around that Linton area, which is not too far from Bismarck, where we're at. And why North Dakota and why Linton? I guess since you probably came here, you kind of answered that question a little bit earlier. You were associated with the area, familiar with the area.
yeah, I mean, since I was filming Before They Vanish, I was familiar to the area, number one. Number two,
Mm-hmm.
I met some amazing human beings in North Dakota as well, of course, in Linton as well. And the third thing is, of course, the story stems from Linton, North Dakota, Linton, Bismarck,
Okay.
North Dakota. So, why not film there?
So is it a somewhat documentary or a fictional documentary type story?
It is a feature film. It's all
Okay.
scripted, but it's scripted based on true events.
Okay.
Yeah.
True events. And I understand that you're going to be using some locals for the movie as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I must. I
Okay.
must.
Is
I
that
mean,
is that a cost saving technique or why use the locals?
I want to use the locals because I think the way North Dakotans speak, and I think it
Okay.
brings authenticity to the script. I mean, there are actors coming in, and we'll be working with them, but then they are actors. So since they are actors, they know how to change their accent and so on. But I need the authenticity of North Dakota. I want it to be from there. I mean, matter of fact, I've
Sure.
told my actresses that there will not be any makeup. That was like a big thing for them. And they're like, "Why not? People in North Dakota wear makeup." I'm like, "Yeah, they do, but not not that much makeup. Not like New York or not like Florida." So yeah.
Well, hey, Jazz, let's talk about this new movie. Now, you did give a little bit of a background on it. It is titled Trapped, and it deals with sex abuse and sex trafficking. And as we said, you'll start filming in February. And like you said earlier, that you like cold weather. Well, you're going to like the cold weather we've got for you here in North Dakota in February. But let's, especially right now, we are under a blizzard warning, Ijaz. So you would fit right in. You would love it here.
I
But
hear.
so this new film, Trapped, give us some background. Give us a little bit about an insight on the idea, how you came about it, and what really is going in to make this new film, Trapped.
So, while I'm filming Before They Vanish in North Dakota, I stumbled upon or I came across this girl who, I love speaking. So I love speaking to strangers, collecting stories, about their life and what they do and what they don't do and so on. So she was actually walking barefoot. And I stumbled upon her um, at a gas station. And I started speaking with her, and one thing led to the next. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get you whatever you want. It's on me. It just felt like she needed some kind of help. So I offered to pay for her coffee. And
Mhm.
then the next day I was there and she was there again at the gas station. And I started to speak with her. And I said, what do you want to do in life? And she's like, I don't know what to do about my life because my life has been an absolute hell. And then she opened up and she started to speak to me and tell me what happened with her. Well, so that's the story that I have. And what happened with her was her mom has a drug and alcohol abuse. And when she was really young, mom used to bring home boyfriends, and one of the boyfriends raped her. And at that
Mhm.
point, she really thought that it was normal. There was nothing wrong with it. I mean, and this is how she's thinking. When she did realize that this was wrong, she ran away. And then when she ran away, she fell into the hands of sex traffickers in Bismarck.
Oh, in
And
Bismarck. Okay.
yep, so she went from Linton to Bismarck. And then she was taken around in North Dakota for approximately 6 years. And she was
Wow.
sold to the Johns, and it went on for 6 years until she ran away and escaped and so on. So I came back and I was discussing this with my team and I was discussing it with my wife, and how do I put a deaf eye to ear to it? It's impossible. So yeah, I think it's something that we need to know, that this is happening in our backyard. It's not something that happens only in a third world country. It happens here in America. So I
Sure.
just and the thing that disturbs me the most is that I'm traveling in North Dakota, and when I speak to a girl or a woman, or and I say to her, they say, hey, what are you doing here? You're from New York. I'm like, yeah, I'm making a film. Every two girls I speak to, one of them turns around and says they were sexually abused. That's
Wow.
50%. That's 50%. And yet everybody just, has a deaf ear to it, and nobody wants to talk about it. I mean, that's the amazing part. But I do have support from so many women in North Dakota. It's just insane. It's from, the professors to the lawyers to the girl working at the gas station to even girls who are in the system of sex trafficking. They have come out
Okay.
and reached out to me and said, we would want a younger girl not to do this, so please let me help you with your project. I mean, it's just amazing the amount of support I have from there.
We're talking with Ijaz Khan, film director, photographer out of New York City, who coming up in February will start a new movie titled Trap that will begin principal filming in Linton, North Dakota. And Ijaz, do you stay in contact with the gal that originally started your venture here in Linton? Do you stay in contact with her? Has she helped you out with this movie in any way?
She has not. She does not want to be known. So, I have to respect what she says. She doesn't want to be known to the community. She doesn't want to speak about it. We will be helping her um, financially, at least.
Okay.
She's the one who started this, so so she's got to reap the benefit.
Sure. And that leads me to who will benefit from the film that you make then, Ijaz?
My goal is if I can have one girl, young girl, stay home and not run away from her house, thinking, the grass is greener on the other side, I believe we will be very successful. So
Very
I would
good.
like that one person. I mean, it's targeted towards the entire world, of course, but if that one person stays home and doesn't run away and knows that her parents have their best, and if she can go and speak to the local police and so on and so forth, and stay home and not get into the hands of sex traffickers, I would benefit from it. I mean, I think she would benefit from it. So that's the audience, that's the target.
Okay. As I mentioned, filming begins in February. Do you have a date when possibly this movie would be released for our viewers to maybe catch it?
No, we don't. Filming is set for the 22nd to March 27th. And I believe after that, my team and we're going to take about 6 to 8 months to finish it. So I'm going to save it towards the end of 2023. We will have a premiere in New York and in Linton. Sorry, not in Linton, in Bismarck. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, it should be somewhere around December.
Okay. So about a year from now, I guess we're probably looking at.
Yes.
Ijaz, I know that we covered the new film and of course your photography, which I had a chance to look at, and you have some very, very fantastic photos on there of wildlife and horses. Primarily, I did see that you said you concentrated on the horses here in North Dakota, but what else do you photograph, Ijaz?
Well, my initial photography journey started with fashion. So I do a lot of fashion work, wildlife, horses. I did go up to the Himalayas to find the snow leopard, but unfortunately, I couldn't handle it, so I had to run back. But yeah, I mean, I try to I try to show people who are not able to go and see these animals for themselves. So I try to bring that back and show it to people.
Yeah, very beautiful photographs. If you could throw out the website once again, Ijaz, for our viewers to get a glimpse of your work, I think they would be appreciated that. What is the website that you have?
The wildlife,
Yeah, your wildlife photographs.
it's Ejaz, EJAZKHAN photography.com.
Very good. Well, Ijaz, thank you for visiting with us here this morning on the KFYR Plus News Desk. We appreciate that, and we look forward to catching your movie. And by the way, where will we be able to see your movie that you have out now, Before They Vanish, and the new one, Trapped, which will be released in about a year? We can catch those on major streaming platforms.
Yes, Before They Vanish is on iTunes, Amazon, and Google Play, and we expect the same with Trapped.
Expect the same with that. Okay. Well, Ijaz, thank you so much for joining me here this morning. God bless you, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Jay. Thank you so much.